Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. This is Connie, coming on today to share with you a 2-page scrapbook layout that I'm putting together. I will have a few changes, and I'll explain as I get going at the end, just because this is also for my design team project from Marjorie Ann Designs. I created a title for my layout, and I can't put that on until after I get it photoed for the design team project. But I'll show you at the end what I used. What I'm using, believe it or not, is just some 12 by 12 pattern paper. I'm using up what I have in my stash. I am using digital paper with this layout, so I actually do need to I don't have to use background paper. It just makes it so much easier for me to get everything centered. Now, if I were doing a 1-page layout, I wouldn't do this. So all of the paper I'm using is from Knitwood Collections, with the exclusion of one, and I'll show you that. This one is from, I think it's called Christmas Bouquet. I'm going to bring this down just a little bit to work on it, so I kind of can figure out where I want it. Got my photo mats, and I'll share with you what I did for those, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. I used the cocoa and candy cane pieces from Marjorie Ann Designs, and I will give you sizes, or approximate sizes. Geez, I drive this thing like I drive a car. Anyway, my pieces are a little bit bigger, and I might have used all the pieces. I don't remember. That's terrible. I don't have my computer open. I had been a bit since I'd done any digital paper printing, and I kind of had to stop and think about what I did, so hopefully that will be my next video, because I've had some questions, and it's a lot easier than you would think. So let's see, let's move over just a half an inch so I can kind of figure out where I'm at here. This piece is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It doesn't have to be quite that wide. It's not quite, or is it just, let's see. I'm going to put it at 2 inches here from the bottom. Just trying to get it as straight as possible. I cut it's got to be about 7 or so and a half, because normally I can only print 7.5 inch paper. I used the landscape feature when I did this, but I can sometimes get it to 7 3/4. It just depends upon how much I want to fight with it. So anyway, but it's 12 inches wide, and I'm going to be covering some of it up, so 7 inches would be fine. This piece is 12 inches wide, or long, whatever you want to say. Well, right now it's 2 3/4 inch high. Again, part of it's going to get covered up. I just make them a little bit bigger until I get everything put together. I do that if I'm using regular paper. I just gives me a little bit of extra space when I don't calculate very well. Yes, I use my ATG gun, and I use liquid glue, not a lot. Gives me a little bit of time to get my pieces on straight. I was always taught to start at the bottom corner And if that lines up, everything else should line up. But keep in mind, if your paper is not perfectly straight, either piece, that's not always true. And I was going to do one side and I completely forgot, so we'll be doing both sides together. Now, I'm just turning it a quarter here, and I'm going to put my brown plaid on next. Okay, so the rest of my colors, like I said, the one that's not from Knitwood Collections, I'll show you in a moment, but the rest of my colors, this Christmas bouquet, that green tufted, and then these are all from Christmas Critters, I believe it is. It's a fun digital package. It was new last year. That in the Gnome collection. One of my last layouts, I'd gotten some digital paper from Etsy. It was called In the Garden. It has some truly wonderful papers. I got the full pack, the larger kit, and it was well worth it. There's pictures that are a lot of prints that you could use for several different things. So this is the one that's from In the Garden, and I know all the pictures or the papers the colors don't all match perfectly. I am truly fine with that. What I'm trying to do, get this lined up, this stripe on, I guess we'll go at a quarter here, get it lined up that I can mark it for the other side too. So and I'll get you a measurement on this in just a moment. I was trying to print double-sided print, as you can see on the back here, and I have not figured out. My printer doesn't, I don't think, do it the way I would assume it would. So, and I don't know what the tricks are, so I just don't try that anymore too well. If I ever get a new printer again, I'll watch for that, though. It's, for me, would be well worth it. And the printer paper the paper I use to print on when I use this is just Bristol Vellum by Nina. And I get the legal size. I'll match this up better with, once I get my other piece going, but I might be a little bit off, but I'm gonna go with it. My photo mats will cover part of it. And then we have the bottom piece here. We have to do those. I've got two pieces here. 1, 2, 3, 1. I was just wondering where all my pieces are here. Okay, so these I'm just going to butt up to each other. You could do that over here too. Would certainly make things very easy, but I'm just going to go like this. So time for a new paper trimmer blade. I see. I always keep sandpaper handy. I use it all the time, especially when my paper trimmer's the blade's getting bad. I have some, I just need to remember where I put them. So, I've had comments, or I've seen comments, excuse me, about excuse me, about people using double-sided tape and then pieces coming off and whatnot, and they'd gone back to liquid glue. And I don't know, it's been quite a while ago, I'd seen a lot of people do both, and it's extra sturdy, but it also gives you a little bit of time to move things if you need. So I know, extra glue, but it works for me. So I just printed this earlier, and I, for the life of me, can't remember why I put the arrows to put it up or down. I have no clue. I'm sure it made sense at the time. I'm really enjoying getting back to scrapbooking. I missed my cards, and I've been doing a few here and there, but I just don't have anybody too much to make treat containers for. And like I said, I've been enjoying my scrapbooking, so I'm going to quick do my other page while we're here so I can make sure I get everything together right. This got very sturdy. This is kind of flimsy, that's fine, and then it got really sturdy when I put the papers on. I'm quite amazed. Okay, I'm going to put this piece down first. Again, I apologize. I should have had this side down, but you know. This is the layout for a friend that I've been working on pages for her grandkids. I've come across a few photos now. They found the cute Santa cups, and they're having hot cocoa and whatnot, and the crazy straws. And unfortunately, I promised her I would not put any photos of them on social media. That's her business, you know, if she wants to, but they're not my grandchildren, and I said I wouldn't do that. Even my great nieces and nephews, I don't have permission to, so I am fine with that. I have such a mess here. Just about finished with some Christmas cards for my neighbors, and this one I don't really have to measure where I put it, the bottom for the top, because it's gonna match up. I'm gonna try to see if I can trim this without damaging. Oh, I'm sure that's really nice and bright, that pink check on there. I'm sorry. Gotta do things while I think of it. Okay. Everybody's doing well. I am doing okay, one day at a time. That's what I told my doctor. That's all we can do. If I can manage to stay out of the hospital the rest of the year, I'm happy. How about that? This, I think I put the other one upside down. It actually does have, to me, yeah, the darker piece is at the top here, so that's how we're going to do it. And I wanted it the other way around, but oh well. That's what happens when I talk and scrapbook. I'm not very good at cutting 12 inches exactly, apparently. Go figure, right? Okay. This is the back side. Can't get in the Christmas spirit to get things going for Christmas, so I don't think I'm going to get any Christmas cards done this year. I am not even sure what I'm doing for my great nieces and nephews for Christmas. Whoops. I have an idea of what I want to do, but I don't know if I'll get it done. So I got a lot to work on there. So if you don't see a lot of Christmas craft things, I'm sorry. It's just between doctor appointments and my medicine causing me some issues. I just doing the best I can. When I was on Etsy the other night, that's been a couple weeks ago, I realized I had forgotten all of the paper I'd purchased. Got to go back and now find it all. The digital paper, I should say. I downloaded and forget about it. I should just print out when I can what do you call it? Like a thumbnail type thing of what I have. Yuck. Glue all over now my fingers. Okay, then we did these, I remember. Yeah, just butting them up to one another there. I saw a comment, so I don't know what I was reading, something on Facebook about, I'm not going to mention the store, I don't want to, it's not a complaint, but it was kind of a shock. But they were talking about the increase in price of paper, and I myself had rather noticed how bad it had gotten, how much it had increased, and sadly it's afraid going to get worse. And so that's kind of one of the places where I started digital paper, was because when I wasn't working and stuff, this is what worked best. So this one might overlap just a hair. So I've kind of taught myself how to work with it. I never did learn how to use GIMP. I think my niece had commented, to learn how to use that. Well, she knows I'm quite challenged when it comes to technology, so I just learned to use Paint 3D and Microsoft Word works for me, and I'll go for it. And the more you work with it, the more you learn. I'm telling you. I think that's why I put the up and down arrows on, so I would remember which way to put them. Okay. Now, I'm going to do the right page first, if I can find what I'm looking for here. Get everything. Oh goodness. Okay, that and... Okay, got what we need. These are my photo mats. I'm using a little bit of like a turquoise blue, just because, well, a couple of reasons. In the whipping cream I used, and on the polka dots I used a blue color, so I wanted to bring that out a little bit. And on my cocoa cup, this color is actually supposed to be blue. It kind of turned green from the paper. It's a glow in the dark, because that's the color I have. But that is why I'm using some blue to bring those colors out. And on the whipping cream there on the top I used blue. So, and on my candy cane I actually used stickles. The rest is glitter glue, or excuse me, glitter paper. And then what I did for my photo mats here, the photo will stick under here. I wrapped my twine around twice and then tied a separate bow. And I use red and green because I have so much red and green throughout the photo mat. And I purposely want to get these in between so they don't kind of blend in. But I gotta get my tea roller. One moment. Excuse me. So that's why I added a little bit of blue, and I just glued those ribbon or bows. Excuse me, baker's twine. This is what happens. Put the baker's twine. I just used some glue dots to keep it on the back, and just thought it tied everything all together. So, all right. Am I on the wrong side here? Nope. I'm just a klutz. What am I doing? There. See, I'm putting this together wrong. So I kind of have to do, first of all, going to have to figure out where I want my photo mats and stuff. And then I've got this piece. He's going to go down here. And then what I did was I took, this one's got a little chip out of it. That's the way I ran out of paper. I was trying to save paper, but anyway, I fixed that. This is just a bigger one of those. And then I'm going to go like this. And then I took and I made two chocolate chips larger. And I'm trying to figure out which ones I got here. And they're just going to go here. Well, you know, so anyway, just to fill it in. I will come back, and I've got some stamps I want to use, so I'll be putting some stamps or something on. I will do that at the end when I take photos of everything. And again, we'll get to that in a moment, but when I show you what I'm going to do with the title, but I just can't place it on there yet, so I kind of have to, I think I'll use removable glue dots for some of the pieces I'm going to put on there, then I can always take them off. But, so that's just the back of it. It's just, I thought maybe the, what do you call it? Glue dots would hold it good. Okay. Get get this out of my way. And I should have had this positioned, right? Okay. That ruler is from close to my heart. Kim Ferguson Paper Crafting is a consultant, and that's who I got it from, and I love it. She's given a few different options if you happen to watch her YouTube channel, but it really works nice. Wonderful. Oops, I gotta figure out. Okay, so I want to make sure I get this going on the right side or the right way. That'll be the next thing. These photo mats start at the brown piece. By the way, starts at 4 3/4, and then the inside piece, the brown plaid, buffalo check, whatever you want to call it, is 4 1/2. These little blue strips are a 1/2 inch wide by 4 1/4. So these are 4 1/4. These are by 4 1/4, and these are a 1/2 by 4 1/4. Sorry about that. I'm not good at giving measurements. My other photo mat's way different. Oops. See, turn it around. Up a little bit. Up a little bit. Oh, so I want to get these. That's the next thing I gotta watch. Stagger in between the tops here. Oops. Okay, excuse me there. And my coffee cup is about about 5 1/8 inch high and about 4 1/4 inches wide. And then my candy canes or my candy peppermints are about 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. They're all the same. There's 2 of them. And then the kisses are about 1 inch by 1 by 1 inch. And there's 4 of those that I made. This little guy, big guy, whatever you want to say, when he's finished, he's about 6 3/4 inch high up to the straw, and then wide he's about 6 1/8 inch wide. I don't usually do this, but since he's kind of large, I'm gonna use some ATG tape on it, and I'll also use some glue. I'm finally learning that, they go in a scrapbook. They're going under page protectors, so they're not going too far, right? I use entirely too much glue, I'm sure. But they're not for me. I don't want things to be falling apart, going somewhere, so I just like to make sure it's going to stick well. Okay, now to get this little guy straight, I'm going to use these little lines down here. I'm not popping anything up on this one this time, which is kind of unusual, but it's got a lot going on with the baker's twine and all the glitter. Oh, I think I forgot to tell you the striped piece of green and kind of a cream color is the Etsy shop. I don't know the name of it, but the name of the paper pack is In the Garden. It's the one I used. It's got a bunch of fruits and vegetables and whatnot. Okay, so I'm getting really bad at getting things straight. So let's try this. Maybe have a little better luck. Go down a little bit more. Probably not much, but gonna go with it. And then I'm gonna just kind of figure out, glue these together, at least these two. Again, got to be conscious of this little corner that's out, so where I want, yep, that's good. These would be, you know, you could pop these up if you wanted. I just opting not to, so I guess I was going to do this the other way around, but that's okay. I was going to have it going this way with the Candy Kisses over here, but I'll leave it there. It's fine. Okay, so that is my right side, and bring in my left side. This one, this is my photo mat. This I'll be using. It is 5 by 6.5, the brown. And then the green is 1/8 of an inch smaller. And then the inside brown, I want to say it's, I have a struggle reading the numbers here. The inside brown is 4.5 by, should be 6.5. I can't remember. No, the brown is 6. Either way, it's a 1/4 inch larger on both sides. I'll leave it at that. So, and then this is a 1/2 inch too. You can make the photo mat however you wish. I am not going to glue all of this together because eventually this is the title I'm putting on it. I created this from another Marjorie Ann Designs file. I took out, it was s'more cocoa, please. So I did quite a bit of editing on it. Took the word s'more out. The whipped cream I added from the whipped cream on the other cocoa on the other side. So I just added it in there. So that was going to go up here, this here, and then I've got this piece, and he is, before we go any further, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5.25 inches wide from the cup to his antlers over here, and he's about 7.5 inches high. So here's how it should go. And again, I don't want to do anything with this until I get it photoed for the design team project. And then I've got these cocoa pieces, or these peppermint pieces, to go over here, and he's just going to kind of go like this. And I'm No, I apologize. I take that back. I had this. This was my original thought. I'm changing it a little bit. He's gonna go. This will go here. It's gonna go up some. This is gonna go down. And then these pieces. That's not how it will look on the design team project. So I'm going to see if I can get both pieces in, and then, like I said, I will just photo it and finish it, and then I'll have a final finished page or photo on my Facebook page if you happen to follow me there. But do want to thank you for watching. Have an awesome day and take care.